Hi, welcome back to JJ's Productions. We've got another Hitman professional difficulty gameplay footage. We're doing Silent Assassin suit only, and we're in Hokkaido. As with previous videos, I've tried to do accident kills, but as you may be aware, Eric Soda's isn't one who I can do a drop or fall kill with. Therefore, I am going to use another challenge from within the game, which was One Last Time, Mr. Soda's. Essentially, what you do is you scare him to death. So I thought that would be a nice way to finish this little mini-series I've done on professional difficulty. In the last featured contract I did, Shuriken Man 3000, I actually commented about the idea that when I do these videos, I've got a certain ability with Hitman, and it's not at the top end of the YouTube scale where you see people doing runs in maybe a minute where I'd take 5. So if you're watching this, I hope it's a case that you're looking for a certain way of doing the level rather than you want to do it fast, because even though I could rush things and try to do them fast, I'm not comfortable with it. So this is an example of a professional mode Silent Assassin suit only route where you do take your time, but I do still think the payoff is good enough. I do try not to waffle on with things like this, but on the other hand, I can understand that when you look at some of the more top-end Hitman YouTubers who do these routes so fast, you might be thinking, why are you taking your time? So I thought it was important to cover that, and not a lot has happened so far in the route. I've literally just grabbed a pair of scissors, grabbed a hammer, and just knocked a guy out so I can get a Krugermeyer. Literally 3 things. Now is the part to focus. We've got an extra bodyguard on professional mode. Well, it's an extra 2. You've got one straight ahead who we just saw, and there'll be one just beyond those double doors who comes through to have a look. Just keep an eye out for both of them and take out the surveillance. Try and do it nearer 2, because I've found that was actually a better angle. After that, we come up here and we're going to knock out a couple of surgeons. The first surgeon's in the room already. We're going to throw scissors up the corner, and this time she investigates. You have to be careful about it though, because if she's approaching the door, she'll turn around, see the scissors, and she won't investigate. So it just means you have to wait about 30 seconds for her to come back into the room. So just be wary of that when you do this, because she does realise the scissors. Also keep an eye out for a security guard just on the top platform area. I will stop and point him out again, but he will be looking down into that room, so make sure you don't drag a body when he's looking. At this point, I have been talking with a YouTuber who, I'm just trying to make sure I say his name right, C2H60, and he suggested that for this area you could possibly do silenced pistol tricks to distract surgeons. That is an idea that, if you're willing to try, I do believe would work, but I am just not that efficient with pistol tricks, I've got to admit. So, by all means, if you think, oh yeah, I'm good enough for something like that, I'll give it a go, do it, because you're going to save yourself a hell of a lot of time. But if you're like me and you think, okay, I'd rather just do it this way, this is the way you do it. Just keep luring them up into that corner and knocking them out. Again, just keep an eye out up the corner for the bodyguard. I see him walking back into the position where he can see, so I decide I'm just going to wait it out until he moves. At this point, I'd like to thank you for watching the video so far, and if you've got the time, give it a like, and if you could subscribe to the channel. Every little bit of support the channel gets, I do appreciate. Bodyguard moves momentarily, and we're going to drag the body. After that, there's just one more surgeon left, and she is a little bit trickier to get to. She is looking directly at Soda, so she does need to be moved, but the trouble is she isn't in plain sight of this room, so you do have to step outside of the room to get her into a lowerable position. So there's a little bit of wiggle room about all this. You've got to have a little bit of patience. Like with the second surgeon, I did use the peekaboo technique, and she does react to it. The trouble is she doesn't come into the room to investigate. So I actually struggle to find a way whilst playing this, because I'm thinking, I need her in the room but she isn't coming anywhere close. I tried peekabooing her again and she didn't react. What I did find eventually is that the best method is to throw an item into the room but make sure the door's open. So the only way to do that is either place an item down, if you've got a third item, to lodge the door open and then throw an item into the room, or do what I'm going to do in a moment, which is open the door after she's turned her back and then throw an item. You do have to be quick then to get out of the way, but it is probably the most efficient way of doing this. So once again, I've used the peekaboo method. She comes walking this way, and I'll be honest, I was trying again to do the double peekaboo, and I don't know why, because it didn't work the first time, so this was me I think I was just stuck on an idea, and I just thought, what can I do? But the idea is, as soon as she turns her back, just open the door and throw something into the room. I actually got a bad throw off on this, so you can create a bit of risk if you aren't preparing yourself for the throw. So just run to the door and throw. Just get as far up the corner as you can. If you do what I do, it does make things more difficult. This does bring me to another point, that when I've done these routes in the past, I have tried to take into account what level 1 starting points and level 1 smuggling points would be. Now, I haven't done it on every map. So for example, I remember Marrakesh, I didn't use the lamp store little alley for the smuggle points. I used the one by the bazaar, but that was simply just because it was convenience. I could have gone out to that one, but I just didn't fancy running all that way. So the way I look at this is, I just made a simple error. I thought that level 1 did have a smuggle point, even though there were no loadout available. So what I advise is, if you're trying this at level 1, you've just decided, right, I'm going for Hokkaido Pro, and you've come across my video and you're thinking, right, I haven't got any of this available yet. The one thing I can advise you, the first bodyguard that you see in the morgue, try and lure him away and take his gun. You can do all of this with the gun. You've just got to be very quick at putting it, taking the shot and then putting it away and holstering it. It's simple enough, but you've just got to be very quick on the holster button. Whilst I've been talking, I'm waiting for that woman up ahead to do this, which is pull out a clipboard. As soon as she does that, you can go and reveal identity. Now, as I'm saying quite clearly on the screen, skip the cutscene. I have added this in edit just because I think it looks good, but do not watch the cutscene when you're doing the mission. I just added this in because, like I say, I liked it, but if you play it, you will lose your silent assassin rating, and you will probably get shot at very soon after. So don't get drawn in by it, just skip the cutscene. After that, you can just leave through the morgue. It's very simple, just wait for the guards to be on the rotation where they aren't going to bump into you, and you can just walk out. You won't get stopped. Just going back a moment though, to if you didn't bring in a Krügermeier with you because you're on level 1, what I would advise, well, it's not advice, it's actually, you need to do this. Take out the surveillance with the Bartoli pistol before you go through to the stairwell where I left the bodies. There's a camera in that stairwell and it will spot you. So with professional difficulty, if you get spotted, you're just going to get caught. So just don't take the risk. Take out the surveillance. That way, yes, you do have to run for a bit just so that the security guards won't see you. But once they've gone away, you can just carry on as before. I have to come this way because I can't get through the little door I came through before, so I have to just sneak around the guards. It's not too difficult, but once you climb up the pipe, you're into a non-trespassing area, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Yuki's kill is next, and it is pretty simple. If you don't have a silence pistol, it will be very tense, I'm not going to lie, but it is still possible. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot a light just above these stairs here, and it'll just land on red, and it'll be an accident kill. Now, if you've got the Bartoli instead of the Krügermeier, you can still do it, I believe. I haven't tried it myself, but my belief is if you take the shot and then holster it straight away, you won't get caught. But I would get the hell out of dodge fast. I wouldn't take the risk of a security guard just batting his eyelid at you and letting you go. So that's just my advice. I'm going to say, tell me if it works because I would like to know. For what it is worth, I did try to come up with a different route for Yuki originally. I was going to use Jason Portman's room to lure bodyguards into that room, and then I could subdue them individually. But one, I've already done a lot of that in this video, and two, I just didn't like the idea of Yuki coming in by accident whilst I hadn't dealt with bodyguards. So this just seemed like a nice, simple solution to what was already a long video. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't already, give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Hitman videos. So Yuki's going to be coming up the stairs at any moment. When you see it come underneath the light on the minimap, pull out your pistol, take a shot at the light and immediately holster it, and you should be fine. After that, all I can say is thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be doing Hitman roulettes every Saturday now because I'm just leaving the Silent Assassin routes alone for now, the Silent Assassin suit only routes. But I will be doing videos every Saturday in this vein. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you next Saturday. I've got Hitman for Noobs on Monday and I do featured contracts on Tuesday. Until then, this is Josh from JJ's Productions. Bye for now.